Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the BBL SuperCoach strategy team planner type video in which I outline how I go about trade planning in the BBL. You can sort of plan it, like I said, in the tips and tricks video. A lot of people do 3-week blocks. I sort of tend to do the whole season, and you'll see how mine, in a sense, is I've done the whole season to a certain degree. Well, I've done the first 7 rounds, but you'll see in the first 4 rounds, there's a lot more planning, and I'm sort of a lot more know what I want in the first 4-5 rounds because of all the doubles. But in the back half of the season, rounds 5 to 9, there's only 2 doubles. So I'm sort of a little bit more, you can leave it a little bit more open to who's performing. And then we'll just also have a little bit of an update video on some of the international names, as some of them are ruled out for the tournament and some of them also are sort of injured, etc., not playing the first game or 2, etc. So you sort of have that as well. But anyway, let's just jump into this video. But before you do, remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload with the BBL content for this year. So anyway, here we go, and you'll see here, here's sort of the planner and how I've done it last year. This is very, very similar to how I've done it last year. You can see I have it this way. I will make this a shareable content when I have it sort of updated to a certain degree, as I do want to do more and more for this and have it more updated, and it'll probably go live once I do my team previews, which will happen in the next sort of probably between the 19th and the sort of start of the BBL will be the team previews once I've got more free time there. But anyway, jumping into this, and you'll see this is sort of how the team is set up a little bit. I'm probably a little bit more log jammed on the on here as well, and you have it 17. So remember that there is 12 on field effectively in top 11 scores. So that 17 does include some cash generators. I probably will end up something or other like this, give or take. I'll probably end up something like that, I would say. But it sort of ends up something around that marker. I could even load up on another per scorcher, but the same premise sort of applies here in terms of the where everything is laid out, and you'll see that these are just the sum of all of them, of all of these numbers. So it adds up to the 17, which is that is what, and you can sort of hear boost plan, I guess I would say, in this, and then this is where I'm sort of planning for what I'm getting, and so yeah, that's where the boosts are probably laid out to be, because they're probably the most difficult plans or ones to get to. Maybe you could go a boost here, given that it's maybe you go double boost here. So these are where I'd be boosting in. I don't think you need to, because if you look here, I don't think you need to be boosting in here. I don't think you need to be boosting in here. And I don't think you want to be boosting on a single game week, just because I don't think there's that much value in it. In that you're boosting to only a guy on the same, like, how do I phrase this? Instead of boosting in to get rid of like a, say they're both a 120k guy, which is roughly about a price of 40, give or take. Say you're boosting to be able to make just a straight swap of that in a single game week, you're basically netting it off. You're not actually probably gaining anything, or there's a 50-50 chance, give or take. Maybe one's in form, one's out of form, so maybe you're banking like 10 points. Whereas if that same scenario happens in an actual double game week, and you're going from a single to a double, or even a blank to a double, then you're gaining, what, 40? Say they're in form, that's 60 points on a, say a guy that's priced at 40 is playing like a 50, then you're gaining 50 points in the second game of that double, plus the 10 points in the game 1 of that double. So you're gaining, what did I just say, 60 points, rather than just 10 or so if they're in form, etc. And if they're on the double, if you say you're bringing in say in this scenario here, say I was to downgrade a Melbourne Renegades out in round 2, or sorry, into round 3, and bring in a Brisbane Heat, say they're both averaging 40, I'm gaining 80 points there. And that's why it's probably more valuable than in round 5, when you're sort of bringing in a guy that that will play, against a guy that will also play. So it's kind of up to, you can really actually get stung in those trades where you bring in a guy that scores less. So that's where that could happen. But also, so the only reason why I potentially hold trades in this back 5 to 9 is because of potentially you need to go, say, let's actually bring it up here. This is probably the best way to show it. Say you want to get Paris, McKenzie, say Salzman and Buckingham are all like 70k. You could effectively probably, say you have a guy here 100k, a guy here 100k, and then like 70k is here. That would be 140, 340. You could probably get a 200k just in off of that, and then trade in a couple of duds, and that's how you get up to one of the big guys, because you do end up with about, you have here Maxwell 247, you have Overton 204, I believe, 207, something like that. And you have Lynn around 197. Hardy's probably going to push up towards that 200k. Webster could if he gets a really good run at it. So could Abbott, etc. And Curran. So you might end up with about 5 or 6 200k guys alongside, obviously, Shaw. So that's why that's rounds 5 to 9. That would be probably the only reason I'd be holding a boost in that for that case, in that you're trying to basically clear off your bench cash gen and not let it just sit there, and you're trying to upgrade your overall team. And yeah, this sort of planning was enabling me to basically not have to do any sort of, it wasn't necessarily planning or like much research, I would say, in terms of the who to trade in, because basically what I do when I'm trading in, say we'll go to round 2, and what I'm looking at immediately. So you got Adelaide, and also we'll go doubles. You got Adelaide and also Perth on the double. Then we'll go trade targets, and then you'll see my trade targets. Number 1 is, well, I can actually just do it like this. So number 1, bowling all-rounders. Number 2, bowlers, and then number 3, I'd probably say wicket keepers, and then number 4 I'd say is batters. But I rarely, and I can actually probably put a strike through that, I rarely ever actually do that, and that's how I generate, because the batters are such, they have such a big difference in their floors and ceilings. It's like, for those people who play AFL, Fantasy, women's and men's, batters are effectively like key forwards or key defenders. They have one game a year where they go absolutely nuts, but they have many games where they just do not score, and that pretty much means, and much like the bowlers and the bowling all-rounders are probably like the midfielders, where they genuinely put up a good score most weeks, but they sometimes have that big ceiling, like that 140 or something like that equivalency, where they just go nuts. So if I was looking at this and I go bowling all-rounders, and then I go to players, and this is sort of just the strategy, obviously video, but if we go to bowlers, and then we go Adelaide, and then also it was Perth. So bowling all-rounders, so I'd be looking at Short, Overton, Short and Overton are the first ones in this category. Short, Overton, there we go. And then bowlers, even though Overton and I need to probably almost put a strike through Overton to a certain extent. Overton has been seen back bowling in the nets for the England-West Indies series, which I know, forgot who exactly it was, but let's go to bookmarks. It probably was it Brain or was it Horse that did it? Yeah, it was Brain. He said, yeah, back in the warm-ups for the, so here you go. So that was really good to see, but it also was worrying that we are 6 weeks out from the BBL and he's only just sort of getting back to it. But yeah, so you have Short and Overton, that will be my number 1 targets. As you've heard me say multiple times, if I do not start Short, it is Short mission round 2. Simple as that. And then you've got here bowlers. So if we just go bowlers here, I would say Berendorf falls under that. Berendorf, Morris, Ty. So I'm going to stuff up his name. Yeah, I totally stuffed that up. There's a, yeah, there we go. Where is it? There. Morris and Ty. Morris, Ty. And then for Adelaide, I would say the bowlers, I mean, I already sort of have them. And also, there's a watch on Fabian Allen when he returns. I know that if we go to West Indies international schedule, you'll see here, and this is sort of how I look at things, etc. When they're not injury related, you'll see here, I'm pretty sure he's going to be part of this T20 squad, and that's why you saw if you saw my search bar, you would have seen that I looked up if their squad had been named already for this series, for this T20 series, because I'm pretty sure he's in the T20 squad. But you see here, this starts on the 16th. He ain't getting back for the BBL if he does get selected till, I'd hazard a guess, probably the 23rd. And the 23rd, if we just go out here, where's the schedule? The 23rd is, I would hazard a guess, 23rd, he'd get back for, he wouldn't be here for their round 2, so he'd be back for their round 3, which is the 27th, and then he'd be back for the New Year's Eve game. Yeah, New Year's Eve. And then they double there. So he'd be back for round 3 and 4 is my guess, just going off the info that we have there. Let's filter this back to the bowlers for the Adelaide and Perth and finish off. So the Adelaide bowlers, I'd potentially be looking at Boyce, potentially. And then a Doggett would be the only other one that I'd be looking at. So Boyce and Doggett. And then, whoopsie, is it with an A? I hope it's with an A, not an E. Yes, no, it is an E. And it's 2 T's. So let's do that. So that sort of, that, and then the wicket keepers, it's Inglis, and then also, what's to go with the wicket keepers for Adelaide? Carey's not going to play. Nielsen, do they have a batter? Let's check batters just because. Pope's probably going to keep for them. So, and I don't really like Nielsen anyway. Sorry, not Inglis. I do like Inglis. And then batters, you can pretty much put a strike through them, especially in the only. And I'll put this only in. And I'll do this, and then I'll unstrike the bracketed terms, only in one team double. And then that's sort of how I monitor it, and usually I don't do that. It doesn't want to do that. If I unstrike that, and then go back to it, if I unstrike that, then I go to there, and I go to here, and I strike that. There we go. That's better. And then the batters, I wouldn't be doing it in this one particularly, but you'd be looking at potentially Chris Lynn, but I think he'd be more, that'd be quite a risk, I feel like. Ollie Pope, also quite a risk, even though he's a keeper. So still, because we don't know 100% if he's going to take the gloves. Travis Head, he's probably on test duty, I would say. And then Darcy Short, I mean, when he was like 60k, much more valuable than 114. Weatherall, does he even play? Alex Ross, I'm pretty sure he's playing in the Hong Kong Sixers at the moment. Tom Kelly, I don't even know if these guys like get a game down here. And then you've got Ashton Turner. And this is what I was saying with Darcy Short last year. And what I was just mentioning, him at 60k, a lot more valuable. I think he started 68 or 74k last year. Ashton Turner, around about that same market. Could he get a bowl is a big question. Definitely will be captaining. Guys like Keaton Jennings, I know that a lot of the SuperCoach other podcasters like to hype up the overseas, but I basically just disregard the overseas batters because they're just worthless, effectively. Unless they're on like a triple like Colin Munro was to start last year, they're just not valuable, I don't find, because they're way too hit or miss. Like we had, I think Jake Fraser-McGurk might have gone like a 20 in a double, like as a batter. So yeah, you can have that where they just have 2 stinkers and don't end up scoring that well. So that pretty much brings it to the end of this video. I know that you'll see this 2.5 and I just wanted to explain it. This is sort of me saying I want 5 out of these 2 teams. I just don't know which team I want 3 and which team I want 2 is the premise of that effectively. And I don't know if I've even done, oh yeah, I haven't done a boost in that one because I did a boost in this one I might have done, and yes, my calculations might have been off, because that is 1 plus 2 down, so I've gone 2 down, I believe, in that. So I've gone 3 down in that one, I believe, and not actually applied a boost in this one. So yeah, you can see this is very, very rough, and this actually doesn't apply a boost in this one, which would probably just be, say, we'll just do it here, that maybe, give or take. But you will see how that runs, or whether I even go 2 here per se, or whether I use a boost here or a boost here. It's we're well away from the start of the BBL, so there's still so much time to do it, obviously. And this is what, 2 months away, this portion here, basically. This is like Christmas, I would say. So anyway, that is the video there, going through the BBL strategy and sort of how I plan my trades and stuff. I gave you basically the trade targets plan of bowling all-rounders, bowlers, wicket keepers, and then batters, and I basically stroke through, or put a strike through guys that I don't like, etc., or guys that and sort of talk through how I plan my trades, and how you can see how basically I go, okay, I need short, bang, okay, then I need say a bowler, okay, and then at the end of the season, when you have cash gen and stuff like that, you can basically go, like last year I just went, yeah, I want these 3 150k guys, and I want these guys out, and then that was that. And it took 2 minutes to do the trades, and you knew your trades, and that was that. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another, I think it'll be AFLW round recap. So I'll see you guys in that one. Bye guys.